The terms of political Islam refers generally to any interpretation of Islam that serves as a foundation for political identity and action. Political Islam is a unique factor of a broader 20th century development that is frequently referred to as Islamic regions. However, not all Islamic regions movement can be characterized as political Islam. For an example, the Tablighi Jama'ah has accelerated notably due to the fact its beginning in northern India in the 1920s. Politics guided by using Islam will produce leaders and members who obey the regulation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and have noble character. Humans will be destroyed due to the fact the standard of Islam and Sharia are now not managed correctly. Therefore, Islam prioritizes politics.
First is Muhammad Iqbal. Politic and nationally, Muhammad Iqbal being a national politician who was born in Sialkot, Punjab, India on 9 November 1877. He was a politician and philosopher of the 20th century. Allama Iqbal, which translates to great scholar in Urdu, was also given the title Sir by the British government in London at the suggestion of British journalists who had been closely monitoring Iqbal's political and intellectual upheaval. Iqbal acknowledges that Islam has the potential to become a stable and effective political system. One of the key concepts is Budi or ego, which emphasizes the importance of developing strong Muslims in the world in moral, intellectual, and spiritual sense. Iqbal asserts that only by strengthening Muslims on an internal level can they become effective change agents in both politics and society. Second is Syed Qutb. In a village in Egypt of 9 October 1906, Syed Qutb was born. Syed Qutb started learning the Quran by heart at the age of 7, and he was able to memorize it by the time he was 10. The 20th century Egyptian Islamic scholar Syed Qutb became famous for his contribution to Islamic political theory. For Qutb, Islam is not only a religion, but an entire system that addresses social, political, economic, and moral faith of life. Syed Qutb believed that the separation concept should serve as cornerstone of the Islamic political system. This idea of division has the power to get rid of anything that constitutes society unity and restore justice. He also writing the book in English Milestone, offer a framework for thinking about the structure and foundation required to build a society that satisfies the requirement for the sovereignty. And lastly, Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, a scholar-driven revolution dominating the world in 1979. According to Khomeini, this idea refers to a form of governance where a spiritual leader who is seen as having the unlimited authority and interpret Islamic law, hold political power, and oversees the government operating under Islamic Sharia. He said that a scholar with a good command of Islamic law and a true understanding of religion deserves to hold the position of political leadership. He thought that Sharia law and Islamic principles should serve a foundation for government within the Islamic framework.
Upon the Federation of Malaya gaining independence from Britain on 31st August 1957, Federal Constitution installed Islam as a state religion via Article 3, Subsection 1. However, the special implications of such a provision have been never made clear and maybe had been in no way supposed to be clear. Upon assuming the premiership in July 1981, Dr. Mahathir Mohamad swiftly introduced a slew of projects which were deemed to Islamize the country once and for all. As a follow-up to his campaign to inculcate Islamic values into governmental operation, Mahathir strove hard to effectuate administrative streamlining between the federal and state Islamic bureaucracies. Since its institution in 1951, PAS began to move itself actively and also become a competitor to UMNO after the May 13 accident. PAS claims that their warfare is primarily based on the integrity of Islam while UMNO hostilities is more Malay. The institution of Amanah is a solution to the struggle that occur between the clerics and pro-democracy in PAS.
Now, let's take a look at the role of Islam in Malaysian politics. Firstly, Islam in political parties. There are several political parties that prioritize Islam and the policies is based on Islam. For example, the United Malays National Organisation UMNO and the Pan-Malaysian Islamic Party PAS. For the United Malays National Organisation UMNO, the objective of UMNO is to uphold, defend, and to promote Islam as the official religion and recognize the rights of other faiths. Several policies that were implemented by UMNO is Islam Hadari and the Wasatiyah Principle. Islam Hadari was introduced to make it easier for Malaysian people to understand the true meaning of Islam and the way of their life. The main principle of Islam Hadari is faith towards Allah, a just and trustworthy government, and a good quality of life for the people. Next, the Wasatiyah Principle was introduced by Datuk Seri Najib Razak as a guideline to administer the government, and it has become the basis of One Malaysia ideas, which emphasize the theme of rakyat didahulukan, pencapaian diutamakan. Moving on to the Pan-Malaysian Islamic Party, PAS. PAS is Malaysia's leading Islamic movement that currently led by Datuk Seri Abdul Hadi Awang. Even though they are a political party entity, this does not prevent them from carrying out the activities on Islamic movement, which prioritize the teaching of Islam and clearing up any misunderstanding about Islam. There are two primary focuses of PAS. Firstly, Tarbiyah. It is a Islamic self-development, and Da'wah, the disseminating of Islamic values to the public. These are carried out by PAS to promote a better understanding and the appreciation of Islam through political mobilization. Secondly, the constitutional recognition of Islam. The Malaysian Constitution stated that Islam is the official religion of the country. Therefore, Islam holds a significant role including in country's identity and a special status in law. Islam has been closely connected to the government and politics of Malaysia. The recognition of Islam holds a significant impact in government structure, national identity, and in political landscape. Islam has influenced the government structure by highlighting the Islamic principles in policy making, public administration, and decision-making processes. Policy making in Malaysia often takes Islam in aspects related to social welfare, law, and education. For example, Islamic law covering the matters such as morality, inheritance, divorce, and marriage. Moreover, the constitutional recognition of Islam holds a significant role in shaping the identity of Malaysia by emphasizing the Islamic heritage and cultural traditions. Islam have become a big part in Malaysian society, including in their daily life, such as language and social norms. For example, all Malays are classified as Muslim, and Islam is safeguarded by the Constitution. In a simple word, a Malay must be a Muslim. Islam has major impact in political landscape of Malaysia, especially in shaping the discussion on religious freedom and role of Islam in public life. People in Malaysia, as multiracial and multi-religious people, can enjoy peace and harmony. Although Islam is the official religion, other religions can continue to be practiced. For example, in policy formulation, Sharia law are derived from Quran and Hadith, which governs the personal and family matters for Muslims. Therefore, everyone in Malaysia can understand and respect the Islamic values. This can help in bringing people together to promote unity and solidarity.
So we move to another role of Islam in Malaysian polity, which is protecting social justice and welfare. Islam promotes social justice for all members, for example in healthcare access. One of example how political Islam in Malaysia promote healthcare access, which is zakat. Zakat is collected and distributed to assist for those who need. Another one is political Islam in Malaysia push for the enforcement of Islamic family law. This law govern matters such as marriage and divorce. The last role of Islam in Malaysian politics, which is internal relation. As we know that Malaysia is one of OIC member that has been joined on 1969. The benefit that we can get, which is we can communicate and do collaboration among Muslim worldwide. IC have been faced issue like Islamophobia and Middle East conflict. There have some key action that has been taken by OIC, which is domestic measure. Domestic measures such as education and awareness, legislation and interface dialogue. For education and awareness, Malaysia has been promoted education and awareness campaign within its own border to combat Islamophobia.
In conclusion, the evolution of Islam during the 13th century shaping the politics in the region. Islam is not only encompass the religion, but also a comprehensive system that address the social, political, and economic. Islamic scholars argue that the involvement of Islam in politics is a religious duty. We can see it from the governance of PAS and UMNO. And lastly, we can see the impact of Islam in diplomatic views by having internal relations in OIC to help the Islamic communities around the world.